checked my messages. I got a new subscriber. Anybody want to see who it is? Let's take a look here. Take a look. I'm laughing. This is pretty funny. Can anybody guess who my new subscriber is? Take a look. Look, Patrick Boyle. It's pretty funny. You know, the fake hedge fund manager, the guy that, tells YouTube he's a hedge fund manager so that people will think he's like credible and knowledgeable, and he throws out like stupid videos that were already on CNBC like a month ago, right? Just nonsense. Anyway, another fucking grifter. Another fucking guy who apparently doesn't have a, gainful employment, so he's got to grift on YouTube, pumping bullshit. And, think about it for a second. If Patrick Boyle is legitimate, he should want to interview me. I'm the guy, the only person who predicted the financial crisis. That's fact. That's something I've been putting money on, back that with money for about 15 years now. And I recently raised it to $1 million, and you get 2-to-1 odds. 2-to-1 odds. Right? And the proof is all there. The evidence is all there. Anyone in finance, if they claim to be, they should want to interview me. I'm the big swinging fucking dick. No, you see, people, they're afraid of somebody like me because they know, in their case, they already know I've ratted their asses out. I've already exposed them. You see? So take a look at this guy. Now, when I first saw this guy, take a look at his appearance. He doesn't look to be particularly intelligent. And so this is a guy who, first of all, you got to question why somebody at a young age is going to leave America or any other Western country. Not visit. Leave. Right? Think about that for a second. I don't know how old this guy is. 28, 30. Maybe he's been in Vietnam for a few years. I don't know. But why would you do that? Maybe if you didn't go to college, couldn't get into college, went to a shitty college, flunked out of college, don't have much of a chance in this world, right? But that's the lazy route, okay? There are people in the world, in the developing world, including Vietnam, who would give their right fucking arm to come into America. Okay? To take advantage of the opportunities in America. And you got people that are leaving the country because they're lazy and they don't want to work hard. And what do? They go to these countries and they grift. They create bullshit, bogus videos. And by the way, these people have ruined these countries. The Thailand vloggers have absolutely ruined Thailand. It's dog shit. They've completely ruined the country. 10 years ago, you didn't have a whole lot of content on Thailand. Now you've got too much. And what's happened is it's popularized Thailand. You've got the passport bros and all these other people that don't belong there, that shouldn't be there, and that are going there for the wrong reason. And they've altered everything for the worst. That's a whole other topic of discussion. It's now you're seeing the same thing in Duong. Okay? These scammers are disgusting. So this guy, by the way, I've left comments on his videos before, and so I know his whole MO. And he's basically one of these guys where you say, well, no, this is bogus. This place is, you disagree completely and say, no, this is trash. Why are you saying all this? And he'll come up with this. He'll come up with the whole nice guy thing, right? This is the type of disingenuous fucking scammer you're dealing with. A weasel like that. You understand what I'm saying? He does. You know, the people that basically they respond not to the person who criticizes them. They're responding for the public. You understand? They're always trying to present a kind of a fake demeanor for the public to make the public think that they're good guys, they're honest guys, they're nice guys, because they're frauds, they're con artists, they're scamming people. You see, that's one of the ploys that these types of people use. And so this is the guy who wants to tell you, makes a video. It tells you everything's great in Vietnam. The food is cheap, it's delicious, the healthcare is great, and it's cheap. Same bullshit. He promote shitholes like Vung Tau. I specifically told this guy Vung Tau is a fucking shithole. I was just there. One of the worst fucking trips of my life. It's misery. And I wasn't there for one fucking day. I was there for 10 days. Not the first time either. It's terrible. It's absolutely, I mean, folks, let me tell you about Vung Tau. Now, I can't speak what's going to happen in a year from now because you never really know. Things change in Asia, but I kid you not. I was on one side of the city. I was staying at a nice new hotel there. And I kid you not, at 3 a.m. every night, the kids started doing karaoke on the beach. And they did it for until 5:30 a.m. I'm talking like groups of like 15 groups. Now, if you don't know karaoke in Vietnam, they got these big speakers. Okay? And I couldn't sleep. I complained to the hotel, told the hotel to call the police. Nothing happened. You know why? Obviously, the kids paid off the police. You had some mafia, like young mafia, paying the police off so they can do their bullshit. Okay, that was just one of the episodes there. One of the reasons why it sucks. There's many reasons why. It's completely nothing to do there. The city's falling apart. It wasn't anything before that. It's a complete shithole. And he's coming out and tell you how amazing it is. Matter of fact, let's take a look at the video. I'm curious. Now, let's take a look here. Let's see. Complete fucking shithole Vung Tau is. Okay? Yeah, he's calling it the most underrated city in Vietnam. What? What are you talking about? No, it's not. Folks, let me tell you something about Vung Tau. Now, I'm not going to say this is for every Vietnamese person because, you know, you have different levels of Vietnamese just like you have different levels of any other people. You have more educated, less educated people from the villages. You understand what I'm saying. But if you go to a Vietnamese person who is, you know, reasonably educated and reasonable income, and you tell them that, oh yeah, I really want to go to Vung Tau. They're, you know, if you're kind of telling, like if you're new to Vietnam, you say, oh, one of the places I want to go is Vung Tau. They're going to kind of either tell you why, ask you why, or they're going to kind of look at you like you're an idiot. Okay. In fact, I even ran across someone who's from Vung Tau originally, who grew up there. And I even said that to that person, and they looked at me like I was an idiot. So I know this for a fact before I knew. And this is, by the way, before it became really bad. I mean, when I went the first time, it was pretty bad. But now, after COVID, it's a disaster. It's so bad that even, because the only thing to do there, if you're a foreigner, there's one thing. No one speaks English, by the way. Almost zero people. What I was told is anybody that speaks English in Vung Tau goes to Saigon to make money. And I could see that now. Virtually nobody speaks English there. And so, aside from everyone looking at you, staring at you because you're like the only foreigner around, virtually. See, the foreigners there, they're going to stick to the they'll stick to the girly bars. There's one little area with little girly bars. It's gotten so bad there now. I can just look at the girly bars and tell you, like, you've got like old hags now. Before you had, like, maybe some cute girls or something. Now it's like old hags. It tells you there's like no business there. It's terrible. Anyway, let's take a look at this video. Let's see what he has to say here. Terrible place. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. And by the way, I only know this, FYI, because I don't go to those places. I only know this because I'm talking about walking past them, and you see the girls outside. So you can just see that they hang out outside, waiting for, trying to get people inside the bars. And basically what you have is a bunch of old Aussies that live there, old Australians that were in the war, and they live there. And that's pretty much what you have there for the most part. But it's a terrible place. It's miserable. It's not underrated. It's dog shit. So let's see what people have to say, because I mean, folks, you got to understand, when you have people that are like this guy, that everything's great, everything's super. What are you going to have? Everyone's going to chime in. Oh, it looks nice, or oh yeah, I've been there. It's nice. You're not going to hear anybody speak the truth, and especially you're going to have Vietnamese. They're going to talk about, oh, it's great. You're not going to have any Vietnamese saying anything bad. That's just not the culture. Okay. Okay. It's a miserable fucking place. Notice I didn't say Da Nang was miserable and shit. It's just boring. Nothing to do there. See? Look at that. I'm telling you, it's fucking terrible. I even went with the local, and she said she's never going there again. I kid you not. A local said she's not going there again. She doesn't ever want to go there again. I kid you not. Vietnamese.
Vung Tau has to be one of the most underrated cities in Vietnam. So people in the south of Vietnam know all about Vung Tau, but I think outside of Saigon, I barely ever hear a word about Vung Tau. I think it's one of the most developed cities in Vietnam. It's a chill beach town, great food, nice coffee shops, super chill, everybody's friendly here, everything's super cheap. So there's every range of accommodation you can think of. There's super fancy hotels, but still ridiculously cheap hotel rooms.
Yeah, because the only reason why people from Saigon go is because it's a 2-hour drive, 2.5-hour drive, and they want to get away on the weekend. The locals, okay? So understand, it's a place for the locals, of the local Vietnamese. So and a lot of them don't want to go there, but they have higher standards. Let's be honest. So what I'm saying is, this is one reason why the standards aren't exactly great, because it's for locals. It's not a place for tourists, for foreign tourists, for Westerners. You have places in Vietnam that are better, much better for Westerners. Okay, Vung Tau is at the bottom of the list. I can tell you that right now. Absolute fucking bottom. Don't be fooled by these little takes, showing you the ocean and all this shit. This guy's full of shit. I've probably been to Vung Tau more times than this guy. Remember, this guy's selling the dream. He's full of shit.
There's tons of bars and there's big nightclubs that actually look fun. Every time I'm here, I have a great time.
Look at that. There's big nightclubs that look fun. See that? And there's big nightclubs that actually look fun. So he's saying he's never been in the nightclubs. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. You know why? Because it's all locals. What's he going to do? He's going to go in there look like an idiot. This is for the local people, man. I mean, fucking idiot. Look at this. Vung Tau has got to be the nicest city, like the cleanest city, the most well-decorated. The roads are perfect. I mean, this guy, hold on, let's take a look, because I'm curious now. I'm thinking like he must be, at this stage, a newbie to Vietnam. I mean, let's see how long he's been in this. how long has he been in Vietnam here? I think he started out in Hanoi, which Hanoi is absolutely nothing to do there. After you get done with 1 or 2 days, go to the beer street, go to the lake. That's it. Nothing else. It closes down at 10 o'clock. There's like virtually no bars there in terms of like nightclubs. Very, very conservative. Of course, that's the capital. That's where the central government is. So they're gonna be more far detached from that type of scene. So, okay. So it looks like he's living in Hanoi. He first lived in Hanoi. So he's been in Vietnam for 2 years. He's a fucking newbie, basically. And, yeah, so he was in, basically, he's been in Da Nang for about a year. That's all. So,
So Vung Tau.
I mean, this reminds me, you all know these people that they go to a place and they act like they're experts, right? They're going to tell you the best pad thai in Thailand, and they just, they're tourists. They don't even know anything. This guy's a fucking idiot.
It's got to be the nicest city, like the cleanest city, the most well decorated.
Look at that. The roads are perfect. What? Can you believe this? I mean, look. Let's read this. Nice coffee shops. I think it's one of the most developed cities in Vietnam. Folks, Vung Tau, one of the big problems, Vung Tau is not developed. One side of the city on the beach is almost completely undeveloped, by the way. Because this guy's a fucking idiot or just a pathological liar. That's the first thing I noticed about Vung Tau when I went there. It was like virtually undeveloped in terms of the ocean front area. On one side, the back beach. It's developing now only recently. This guy's he's like a fucking contrarian indicator. You barely ever hear of Vung Tau for good reason, okay? Super chill. Everyone's friendly. Everything's super cheap. Every range of accommodation. There's super fancy hotels. Yeah, okay. Yeah. There's tons of bars. Folks, I'm telling you, go to Vung Tau, if you're a foreigner, I'll tell you where you're going to end up. You're either going to end up in your hotel room or you're going to end up in one of these shitty-ass lady bars, which are like nothing but fucking senior citizen men in there from Australia and ugly-ass women. You're not going to want to go there, okay? I can tell you right now. That's what you're going to end up doing in Vung Tau. There's nothing to do there. You got to understand, Vietnam, for the most part, closes down at 10 o'clock at night. Now, are there places that stay open later? Yes. By and large, the whole country of Vietnam closes down at 10 o'clock at night. Okay? That's fact. Now, you do have bars that stay open, but that's in Saigon. Hanoi, I found one lounge there. One lounge. It was a small room. It was like ridiculous. Pathetic. Saigon, you will find some things, no doubt about it. But for the most part, everything closes down at 10 o'clock. Okay? I'm not joking. And Vung Tau ain't no exception. The only things that are staying open in Vung Tau past 10 o'clock, I mean, restaurants, forget about it. The only thing you're talking about, these lady bars that are in one little area, one specific area, which I've never even been to. I would never even go to them. It's just so pathetic and disgusting. And maybe some Vietnamese local bars and clubs, which you're not going to go to those. Like, you're going to go there and people are going to look at you like you're an idiot. Oh, and by the way, in the local clubs in Vietnam, it's not like you're going to be able to walk around. You don't walk around. You go there, and they're going to escort you to a table if you're lucky enough to get a table. Okay. Some of these places you got to buy a bottle, but if you get a table, you got to stay at the table. You can't walk around. They want you to sit down and stay put. That's the way it is in Vietnam, by the way. Okay. How come you never heard any of this shit by anybody? Because it doesn't sound attractive. You understand? All these motherfuckers want to tell you a bunch of... I'm giving you the full Monty, the real story, the real deal. Okay? And I'll get back to the food and beverage here in a little bit. Hopefully I'll remember to talk about that. It's a very important issue.
The roads are perfect. There's a bunch of giant roundabouts. It actually has the biggest roundabout in Asia. But all the streets are lined with beautiful trees. Everything's super clean. There's a giant park that we went to celebrate for Tet the other night. Everything's decorated with dragons.
So we went to the Tet celebration, which is essentially the Chinese New Year celebration. I guess in Vietnam they call it Vietnamese New Year, I suppose. Of course, everything is decorated, you fucking dumbass. It's their New Year. What an idiot.
Walking around the park was super fun. We went with the young kids. They loved it. So we've been in Vung Tau for a few days now, visiting with family, doing Tet stuff. Today's my last day and I gotta head back to Da Nang. But it's been a great trip. We've had some good meals. We had an amazing seafood dinner before, lobster, snails, everything you can imagine. Last night
Anyway, this guy is just so full of shit, and he's going to tell you everything is great. Everything is great. Eventually what these guys do, they'll get comments here and there and say, oh, well, you don't talk about this, and, this is bad here. And so what they'll do, they'll make a video eventually. Oh, well, what's not good about Vietnam? You understand? To make it look like, no, it's kind of like what the media does. The media will show you 95% will be bullshit. And then the 5% of the reality, they don't focus on that. They don't show the story over and over again and keep talking about it, so that they can say, no, we reported on this. You just didn't catch it. Yeah, because you didn't fucking repeat it over and over again. You understand? So so what they'll do is you look at the volume of content. The volume of content, the vast majority, is all the bullshit. Eventually, what these grifters will do is it'll eventually come out after people complain over time. There'll be some people comments, and he'll say, oh, no, well, this is what's bad about Vietnam. And they'll make like one or two videos, and it'll be kind of rinky-dink flaky stuff. They're never going to mention these issues I'm talking about, ever, ever. And it's vital. Let me explain something, okay? Once again, first of all, if you're a local in Vietnam, you're going to be used to a lot of the things there, okay? You're going to be used to a lot of the things. But one thing, the pollution is going to kill you. I mean, you're talking about Asia. Asia's got the worst pollution in the world. Okay, and he's going to tell you that Da Nang, the pollution is much better. It's not a big deal. It's Asia. It's fucked up all over Asia. Okay? In terms of the food, locals get used to it. They've been eating things, you've got hygiene issues. Folks, they have outbreaks, food poison outbreaks in Vietnam. I don't know how often. I haven't tracked it, but it seems like pretty often. And when they have outbreaks, we're talking that 100, 200, 300, 400 people go to the hospital. I'm not joking. Okay? If you want to take a look, I mean, you can just search for it right now, and you can see. You can search for food poisoning. A good, there's several websites. One site is VN Express International. VN Express International. You get a good idea what's going on. But understand, it's state-controlled media. They can't say too much. Okay, it's very controlled. But my point is that you're talking about hygiene issues. And remember, I don't know if you've all seen this, but they have these food carts that the vendors operate, And at nighttime or whenever they're finished, they put them on the side, against a building or something. They stay outside, okay? Rats go up into them. I've seen it. There are rats literally everywhere in Vietnam. One thing I learned about Asia is that basically it's kind of like you don't ever see rats and snakes in the same area. You either see one or the other. Because if you see snakes and no rats, probably the snakes ate the rats. Okay? So if you're seeing rats everywhere, you're probably not going to see snakes. Okay? So I'm just telling you right now, you got to be very fucking careful about the food. I'm not saying everything that you eat is going to give you food poisoning or it's going to give you GI cancer. But you're not going to know about GI cancer until it's too late. Okay? I can tell you right now, I won't go to any coffee or tea place that's not a big name. It's got to be a big name. Second thing is the safest drinks in Vietnam are in the convenience stores. They're bottled. The safest drinks are Coke and Pepsi and similar drinks because there's a standard there. Likewise, believe it or not, it's the same with the food. The convenience store food is actually generally the safest. Why? Because you're talking about standards from 7-Eleven, and the 7-Elevens in Asia are owned by Japan, and also Circle K, which is originally American but a Canadian-owned company. So they have due dates on those little meals, okay? Otherwise, you're going to have to go to upscale restaurants, which aren't guaranteed of being toxin-free. I can assure you that. But by and large, you don't want to eat a local diet in Vietnam unless you're going to really nice restaurants. In terms, if you want to avoid GI cancer, and I can tell you, I mentioned earlier in another video, I mentioned that many locals are familiar with someone who has a tube hanging out of the side of their belly in a plastic bag. They all know what that means. I've never seen it in my life. That means they have stomach cancer. Okay? It's very common in Vietnam. GI cancer is extremely common. It's not reported because they don't report statistics. Go to some doctors in Vietnam and go have a discussion with them, and they're going to tell you. I actually read a comment one time from apparently a lady. I mean, you never really know, but I don't see why this person would write this comment. It was on a video, and she wrote that she was a doctor, a Vietnamese doctor who left Vietnam, and she moved to Canada because she's got young children, and she was afraid of them getting GI cancer because she's seen too many cases. I kid you not. I read the comment. I mean, I don't know if it's true, but I can see that totally. Okay? GI cancer is a big problem. Now, if you get cancer in Asia, what do you think your survival is going to be? Okay? You understand what I'm saying. GI cancer is like smoking cigarettes. You don't think it's a problem. Smoking. It builds up. And by the time you realize it's a problem, it's too late. It's the same with consuming food and beverages that have carcinogens. It's a huge problem. None of these motherfuckers are going to talk about it. They're going to tell you how cheap the food is. Oh, it's cheap. And they could talk about the pollution. Do you all understand that the particulate matter in the air in these countries is so small? The particles. I mean, what do you think the pollution is from? You think they're fucking burning leaves? You all have a fucking clue what's going on in these countries? They're burning metals. You understand? There's particulate matter, tiny nano particles and smaller from burning industrial waste in the air. Those particles are small enough to enter into your bloodstream. If you don't believe me, look it the fuck up. I know what I'm talking about. Okay? The pollution is not just, oh, okay, it's smoke and I'm coughing. Do you understand that that pollution can give you a fucking cardiac infarction? It can give you a heart attack. It's possible. And the food, because of the chemicals, can give you a blood clot in your stomach, which can result in a pulmonary embolism. You all know what a pulmonary embolism is? That's the pathology term for heart attack. That's where you get a blood clot that travels through your arteries and blocks your heart and you die. In fact, there's a grifter, Vietnam grifter, who I might go over at some point, who actually talked about how he got a blood clot in his stomach because of something that he ate. Okay? People don't talk about this shit. You know, one, because they're too fucking ignorant, but they don't know about these advanced things. But clearly, folks, when everything is great, they're not warning you about anything. It's beyond ignorance. It's called deception and scamming people. They're selling their shit. How many of these motherfuckers would be on ScamTube pitching these videos if they weren't monetized? None of them. None of them. YouTube is not authentic. It's kind of funny. Reminds me, some of these stupid fucking idiots, these vegetables out there, these low IQ fucking underachieving idiots. Oh, you gotta step up your video quality. Oh, step it up. I'm authentic, you stupid motherfucker. I'm authentic. I'm fucking real. I'm not putting a fucking production here, a fake Hollywood-like production. I'm real, you dumbass. They don't get that, you see. So, this guy, I mean, look, he reminds me, who was that guy? What's that guy's name from a long time ago, that hillbilly? Vern. Is the name Vern? Remember that guy? Anybody? Vern, you know the Vern, that guy who played that hillbilly type of thing? Anyway. So everything's going to be great. Oh yeah, you know, I love a heart, give you a heart on all the comments, get a heart. Heart. This is the tactic, the con artist tactic. I'm connecting with you. We're bonding. I want you to subscribe, and maybe you'll give me money through buy me a coffee. You understand? You see this? YouTube is such a fucking grifting machine, man. Scam machine. They shouldn't allow YouTube should not allow anybody who's monetizing their videos, who's making money anyway, to control any comments at all. Why? Because they're trying to make money by altering the discourse. Do you understand? If you're going to make money selling something on YouTube through your content, then you shouldn't delete comments that call you out as a scammer. You understand what I'm saying? YouTube is a complete fucking fraud machine, man. It's set up for fucking frauds because YouTube is a fraud business machine. You've got the creators that are partnering with YouTube. Two scammers. That's what it is. No doubt about it. Now, if you all don't see that, hopefully you do by now. Remember, I'm the guy that saw things that nobody else in the world saw through the mortgage crisis. I saw things that nobody else in the world saw. So I have that ability, apparently, to see things that nobody else can fucking see. Okay.
Comes to transportation, I prefer Vietnam. I like just jumping on my motorbike and cruising wherever I need to go. The gym, the beach, coffee, and food, everything's a couple-minute drive away, and plenty of things are within walking distance. Here in America, you gotta get in a car and drive anywhere you need to go. You can make an argument for or against both places. As I said, public transportation is definitely better in America, and there's tons of chaotic traffic in Vietnam, but there's plenty of traffic and never-ending construction in America. You can be stuck on the highway not moving for an hour. In Vietnam, you're never stuck in traffic. You could always just drive up on the sidewalk if you had to.
Yeah. So, once again, folks, you're talking about this moron who doesn't know how to ride in the traffic in Vietnam, who's risking his life, okay? And these people, they're doing these things. Maybe it's going to come back to bite them, okay? I can tell you right now, only an idiot who's a Westerner is going to ride a motorbike in these countries. Okay? And a broke dick motherfucker.
Take a guess which country has the lowest obesity in the whole world? That's right, Vietnam. The food in each of these countries couldn't be further apart. Crappy food in America is making this the most unhealthy country in the world. So you would hope there'd be pretty good healthcare, right? This might be the area where America fails the worst. Healthcare sucks in America. Sure, the quality is decent, but the price you pay and the loops you have to jump through with insurance is pretty embarrassing for the richest country in the world.
So he's saying that the quality is decent. Healthcare sucks in America. You hear that? No. Healthcare is great in America. Is it too expensive? Of course it is. But for you to say that the quality is decent, you're a fucking idiot and a scammer. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Quality is decent? No. Let's hear what he has to say about Vietnam. Fucking idiot. You see what this is what I'm talking about, folks. This is exactly what, I mean, can you imagine you've got a guy who wants to tell you that a developing country has better health care. Now, he's going to say, he's saying America's healthcare quality is decent. What's he going to say about Vietnam's healthcare quality? Let's listen to this here.
I'll give you an example. My dad's been dealing with an ankle injury for weeks now since I've been back in the US. He had to wait to get approval from the insurance to get a CT scan done. Once that finally happened, now he has to schedule an appointment for 2 weeks later to actually get the scan done. After that, he'll schedule another appointment with a specialist who's probably going to give him a bottle of painkillers and send him on his way. In Vietnam, he could have showed up to the hospital without an appointment, paid out of pocket for the scan, which would have been maybe $50. Then he could see a specialist in the same day and actually have a plan to get better. Healthcare in Vietnam is cheap, convenient, high quality, and I would choose Vietnam over America for everything except the most extreme life or death situation. And speaking of healthcare, this is a good time to mention the partner of today's video, which is Safety Wing.
With Monday.com's intuitive work management platform, you have the power. Not IT, not admins.
You hear that? So he's saying that the quality of healthcare, the quality of care in Vietnam is better than America. It's complete fucking stupidity. And then it gives him a chance to tell you to get Safety Wing. Remember I told you guys they pitched Safety Wing? Fucking bullshit company. Folks, you understand? Safety Wing doesn't underwrite their insurance. They're basically a name. You can create your own fucking name of an insurance company. Call it Major Wing. Okay, you go through an insurance broker and you call yourself an insurance company and you reach out to YouTube scammers and tell them there's an affiliate link. That's all this company is. You're paying higher prices than you need to for less coverage. That's why now you all know I said all companies with affiliate business models, affiliate link business models are basically either scams or scammy because you're going to pay too much. You're paying these fucking scam tubers. Fuck. So you heard that? Vietnam's healthcare quality is better than America, he says. Folks, this is what, you got the same thing. You're getting the same thing in Thailand. All these people insist Thailand's medical care is... Why? Because they're too fucking stupid and ignorant to understand truly what healthcare is. When you're talking about accessibility to low-end things, sure. America is not good for that. But in terms of the quality, you can't even fucking compare that. The cost issue is the problem in America. Who do you think created healthcare? The Western world. Folks, where do you think the standards of medicine come from? Do they come from the East or do they come from the West? Unless you're talking about Chinese fucking medicine. Okay? The standards of medical care, medical treatment come from the Western world, largely from the U.S. Why? What does that say? Yet America has bad health care quality. Right? You understand. This is complete fucking fraud, this guy. But you have stupid people that are desperate, that are low income, that are broke, looking for some type of escape, that are going to believe this uneducated Billy Bob. And you'll notice, by the way, he conveniently said what? He said, I trusted, anything except the most extreme situations. Why did he say that? Because safety wing covers travel emergencies. You understand? You see that? You see that? He's got you covered. You understand? I mean, these people are just fucking disgusting, man. Take a look at this one. So, this is one that's kind of, it's annoying to me, and this is you got people copying this all over YouTube. Okay, the world's cheapest country now, according to the YouTubers, who are the the dumbest source out there, the scammiest, dumbest source out there. Understand, you've got people that are poorly educated. They're young. Their minds, many of them haven't even fully matured yet. They're not obviously that employable. And they're telling you things that typically people, professional analysts cover, like, expensive countries and things like that. People that are educated. You've got just plain fucking idiots, plain Joes making claims. And so the claim you're going to see running around the internet, running around YouTube, is Vietnam is supposed to be the world's cheapest country, which is completely not fucking true. It's complete horse shit. It's not even remotely close to being true. But you see, it's clickbait, and it makes you think that, hey, it's cheap and it's great. Look, he's on a beach and it's cheap, and I can live on $1,000 a month. Buy my course, bro. Buy my course, right? As I mentioned before, by the way, folks, if you're going to transport your life, your middle class life, from the West to a developing country, by and large, you're going to pay the same price, if not more. Let me repeat that. Remember, those of you who don't know who the fuck I am, I'm world class, big swinging dick. If you're transporting your life, the same living standards, from your advanced country to a developing country, assuming you have a middle class life, okay? And I'm not saying middle class Western standards to middle class developing standards. That means you're going from middle class to lower class or lower income. Okay, so your middle income living standard in the West in an advanced country is going to be high income in a developing country, by the way. Okay? So, if you're in America, you own a house, you own a car, right? First of all, remember, you're getting free education for your kids, unless you want to send them to private school. Okay? That's what your property taxes are paying for in many cases, at least anyway. Part of which, right? In Asia, you don't get that. You get the public school system, which, by the way, even in a communist country like Vietnam, guess what? Public education is not free. You got to pay for it. Did you know that? You got to pay for it. Okay? But it ain't worth a damn for the most part, by and large. And if you're from the West, if you've got kids in these countries, you definitely need to send your kids to an international school. And it's going to cost you anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 for more than 12 years. You're talking preschool, probably you can get them in for $20,000 a year for 3 years. And then you go to elementary school, and the prices keep going up. You can look up the numbers if you don't believe me. This is universal around the world. That's what international schools cost every year. Do the math. You got 3 kids? Well, I hope you got, let's say by today's dollars inflation, you're going to need eventually $3 million to put them through school. Not even college, by the way. Okay? How about a car? I've already talked about this. You're talking 200 to 300% tariffs in many of these countries. Okay. Vietnam. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where the money's coming from, but I've never seen more Maybachs in my life in Saigon. They're all over the fucking place. I never even saw a Maybach. I can't even remember even seeing a single Maybach in Dallas, a very fucking rich city. I lived right in the middle of the wealthy area. I never saw. All you see is fucking Maybachs all over the place here. They cost over $1 million. They cost 3 times the price they do in America because of the tariffs. Okay. You want a BMW? You're going to pay well over $100,000. You understand? So you know, you're going to hear from these broke ass motherfuckers. Oh, I'll ride a motorbike. Oh, really? You're going to ride a motorbike? So you're going to sit there. You've seen the motorbikes in traffic in Vietnam. Not to mention the safety issues. You're going to sit there in the fucking traffic, inhaling diesel fumes. Ask yourself what that's going to do to your health over the years. Do you all understand how many motorbikes are on the road in Vietnam? Have you all ever seen the traffic? You understand how long the traffic waits are? Inhaling diesel fumes. Say hello to cancer, if not maybe cardiovascular early demise due to cardiovascular disease. Right? Think about that. You don't hear that from these fucking guys because they're trying to sell you their bullshit. So he's going to tell you how cheap you, folks. There's no bargain. There's no grand bargain you can get anywhere. It doesn't exist. You're getting lower prices because you're getting lower quantity, lower quality. That's a fact. Okay? And that's why, by the way, if you go to one of these countries and you're ordering Western food, good quality, you're going to pay a shitload. Why? Because it has to be imported. Okay? So, let's listen to what he has to say here. Take a look at the transcript of the bullshit. He's going to tell you basically the food is cheap, the rent is cheap, the transportation is cheap, the healthcare is cheap, and it's great.
I recommend buying a bike once you're comfortable after a few months. For about $400 or $500, you're going to get a bike that you don't have to worry about.
You see this market here. Of course, this guy wants to tell you to ride a little motorbike around. It's fucking stupid. You see this market here. Where do you think this comes from, folks? Where do you think this produce comes from? This comes from you don't know where. Okay, you understand the regulations, the lack thereof in developing countries. Do you understand? They use chemicals that are banned in the West. This is not just Vietnam. This is in the developing world. That's why they don't have the regulations. There are known, proven carcinogens that are banned in the West. They're using them in the developing world. All kinds of pesticides, all kinds of shit. And guess what? You don't know about it. Why do you think it's cheap? Okay? I'm telling you, this is the reality. And this is the way it is all throughout the developing world. You know, are you going to find some produce that's safe? There'll be some, but you're not going to know the difference. You're not going to know what's safe and what's not safe. All you're going to know is you're going to hear somebody tell you something. And let me tell you something. In Asia, there's this kind of culture of lying to people. They just fucking lie. I'm telling you. It's part of the whole saving face mentality. So, you get people that will look at you in the face and not think it's bad to lie to you. So how are you going to know? Well, all you got to know is I can tell you the rates of GI cancer in Vietnam are scary. They're very scary. And we don't have the numbers in front of us. I know they're really bad because I've heard several anecdotes about what's going on. And I even gave you, a couple of them. they don't publish the statistics, for good reason. So, one thing about America, people are critical of America. America is the most transparent country, the most transparent large country in the world. Okay. So, you got this guy telling people, yeah, this is cheap and this is cheap. Yeah, okay. Welcome to cancer.
The cheapest way to get groceries. You can see it's always super busy. It's always packed. The market has everything you need, fruits, vegetables, meats. It can be a little bit intimidating at first, but it's always fun to come to the market, talk to the aunties. You'll get the hang at first.
He's showing you the meats that are out in the open air. It can be intimidating, right?
But it's always fun to come to the market,
but it's
talk
fun
to the aunties.
come.
You'll get the hang of it really quick. It helps if you can speak a little bit of Vietnamese. If the market seems a little... This is one of my favorites. This is Come Soon Oplan. So this is rice,
and I'm telling you,
pork chop.
In fact, you can even... So this guy wants to tell you how cheap his meal is. Okay, great. So before we move on to this... so he did a little collaboration with this girl. I'll get to her. Before I get to her, I want to show you his grift. What's his grift? Well, we can see right here. Now, you all know this school.com. This is an Alex Hormozy fucking scam, multi-level marketing bullshit network. Alex Hormozy apparently invested in this company. It's why he was pushing it. And apparently what it is an underground internet marketing shit show. And it's kind of multi-level marketing. And you're going to see all the big internet marketing scam artists on school trying to sell you their courses. It's all to sell you courses. That's all it is. And it's multi-level marketing because they're pitching it. You get affiliate commissions of like 40%. I covered this before. Total fucking scam. Alex Hormozy is definitely a huge fucking scam artist, piece of garbage. So he's on school. What does that tell you? What's that say about this guy? Huh? What's that say? Take a look at his school. So he's on here. Let's listen to what he has to say.
If you're coming to Da Nang, you're in the right place. I started a community here to make it easier for you to meet people and get settled in as quickly as possible when you first arrive. Everything I've learned from 6 years living in Vietnam, I've put inside this group. And I'm really proud of how it's turned out. Everybody seems to be enjoying it and getting a lot of value out of it. So whether you need help finding an apartment or renting a motorbike or opening a bank account, I can help you with all the boring logistics stuff. But we also do group meetups. We go play pickleball or go to the golf simulator. If you're not into that kind of thing, we meet up for big dinners and drink a bunch of beers. So whatever you're into, there'll be something for you to get involved with. So there's 3 main parts of the group that are gonna make your life a lot easier. The first is access to me, so you can send me direct messages, ask me about anything you're worried about. Whatever problems you have, I've already dealt with it and I know how to handle it. The second part is the community itself.
You hear that? He's going to hold your hand. Pay him $110 a year. Pay him $110 a year. Okay? And he's going to tell you how to get a SIM card. Right? How to exchange your currency and how to get an apartment. And they're going to have meetups too. And I mean, what? Like, take a look at this. Can you believe this bullshit? There's 600 people already. I mean, this is a scam. Why can't you do this for free? Like, why wouldn't you? This is like, what are you offering? I don't care if it's a penny a month. It's too much. Because you see, here's the thing, folks. How much you charge depends upon how many people you're reaching. You understand that, right? How much you charge depends upon how many people you're reaching. If you're reaching a lot of people, it's worth even less. What he's offering is worth 0 as far as I'm concerned. Right? But you see, he's able to scale this. Because think about it. Well, how is it worth the same price if you're offering it to 10 people versus 1,000 people? It's not. It becomes less valuable. You see, but he doesn't care. That's why you always have to look at. I specifically have certain programs, for instance, that there's a limit. There's a handful of people. Why? Because I want people to have my fucking insider insight. If I give it to the world, it becomes less valuable. You see? If the world knows my brilliant insights, my tricks, little things that I picked up, things that the way I see, then it's no longer valuable. You see? It's the same thing with this. See, so the scam is basically with these people who are charging a few dollars. Oh, it's only a few dollars. Yeah, well, a few dollars a month, right? Remember, Netflix was $5 a month, not so long ago, right? And you want people to pay $9 a month for fucking nonsense. You're a scammer, dude. And he's pulling people in, telling them Duong is great, easy living, low budget. It's amazing. Cheap food. It's amazing. And you can meet us and take a look at this. He's going to help you find an apartment. Quick and easy visa runs. He has nothing to do with quick and he's going to show you a company that you can use, which anybody knows, right? Local gyms you wouldn't find on your own. He's lived in Duong for a year. He's lived in Duong for 1 fucking year. He doesn't even, what a fucking scammer. So basically, think about this. If you're moving to Duong and you need to pay somebody to find you an apartment and to tell you what visa company to go through to get a visa run, you're probably mentally retarded. You have to be mentally fucking retarded. Don't travel to another country. You're not going to make it. If you've got to pay somebody to do these things, you're not able to make it in a foreign country. You're not going to make it. If you can't do this, you're in deep fucking trouble as a human being. Okay? It's just that simple. What a fucking scammer. And once again, he's not telling the truth. He's not telling the fucking truth. He's painting a picture of Duong as this amazing place. It's so cheap and affordable. It's great. No hassle. You can retire there easy. You can live there on $1,000 a month, even less. No, you can't. You're a lying piece of shit. You cannot do that. You're having to lower your standards. You're living closer to what like a local lives like. The locals can do it. That's their country. They don't have to deal with expensive international health insurance. They don't have to deal with the expensive visa runs. They know the language. It's their country. They can live cheaply. You can't unless you lower your fucking standards. And you're putting people in harm's way, not talking about the safety issues, the public safety issues, the food safety issues. You're saying the healthcare is better quality than America. It's completely ludicrous. This is fraud, folks. All these people, they're doing the same fucking thing. It's complete bullshit. Now take a look at this. This is a Vietnamese girl who she studied college in America, and apparently she couldn't stay there. She claims she went back, but I'm sure she didn't get beyond her whatever grace period or whatever extension after that. They didn't offer to sponsor her green card, I'm sure. So she's got a YouTube channel. And, she seems like a nice girl. It's unfortunate because I see her going full circle into the grifting ladder. She hasn't done it yet, I don't think. But what she has been doing is she's teaming up with all these fucking foreign grifters. So she's already on the fast track. It's unfortunate. So You see, notice people saying uplifting. They want uplifting videos. Uplifting, you see. You want uplifting because there's something wrong with your fucking emotional state, boy. See, I mean, you read the comments, you think, wow, they're right. I mean, it must be an amazing place, folks. I'm telling you, I've been there many times. Okay? Just what, like I said, these channels, they build, the subscribers are cult members, all of them. YouTube has created a platform that intentionally creates a cult members. This is true on all these channels. I'm telling you, they're all cult members. YouTube has designed this. I'm telling you, I know the whole deal. That's why all these channels are the same. You've got all these delusional, oh, I love your channel, oh, yeah, because of the way the algorithm leads them there, the way the algorithm leads them to other similar channels, and so they're getting the same fucking circle jerk bullshit. You see? So let's take a look at this. So this clown, she collabed with this guy. They're both discussing the pros and cons of retiring in Vietnam. How do you retire in a country that doesn't have a fucking official way for you to stay there long term? You can't do it. They don't have a retirement visa. How do you do that? It's a fraud from the very beginning. But it's okay. Because the audience of YouTube, there's a lot of stupid motherfuckers who are going to fall for it. Now, I mean, I take the term retirement seriously for what it means. Okay. So let's take a look at her channel. And so you can see, well, some of the people that she has aligned with. It's unfortunate. See, basically, she tried to be there's this fucking, Alex, ninja teacher, Alex, who is, he's certainly disingenuous and dishonest, and, many people will call him a scammer. I'll go over him in the future. But let me just tell you, his name is Alex Stevenson. He's from South Africa. South Africa is a fucking shithole. So basically anything he says on his channel, basically he has a teaching school, an ESL school, or a TOEFL school, right? And his whole pitch, teaching English in Vietnam, this is for people who have basically no options in life. If you're going to go to Vietnam, okay, the fact is this: if you want to work, you got one job opportunity, and it's teaching English. That's it. Okay, that's it for the most part. Now, if you have a company transfer, that's different. But if you go to Vietnam and you think because you've got a great degree and great experience, they're not going to fucking hire you. They don't give a shit. It's not a meritocracy. You know who gets the good jobs in Vietnam? The people connected. Okay? That's the fact. They don't give a shit. In fact, I have to believe if you're high level, like somebody like me, there's no way anybody in Vietnam would even remotely begin to understand my expertise, much less be able to utilize it. Okay? So, don't think that you're skilled and experienced and you're going to get a job in Vietnam. You're going to be an English teacher. Okay? And basically what that means is you're going to be a babysitter. You're not really going to be teaching English. You're going to be basically looking over the kids. Okay? They basically want a white guy, somebody with a white face, a white girl. That's what the parents want. That's how it is in Asia. They want a white person because they think of English, just like they think of America, as white. They don't realize there's non-white people in America, by the way. Most of them don't. I'm just telling you the truth. Okay? So my point is that this guy, Alex, he goes and makes videos telling you how great it is to teach English in Vietnam. Doesn't tell you the bad things. It's all great. It's all great. And the reality is that first and foremost, unless you've got some special 1-year getaway, last thing you want to do is to go to some other country and teach English for a period of time. If you're young, you don't want any career gaps, or you're fucked. I'm telling you right now, the worst thing you can do as a young person is to throw away your career potential by going somewhere to teach English for a year or 2 years. You're going to be fucked in the labor market. I can guarantee you that. That's first and foremost. People need to know this. Okay? Maybe for people in South Africa, teaching English in Vietnam might be a pretty good opportunity, since there's no fucking opportunities in South Africa, especially if you're white. Okay? If you're from some other countries, you know, some lower income countries, okay, maybe that's a pretty good deal as well. But if you're from a Western advanced country, it's a raw deal. And you know, the problem I have with this guy is that he used to be an affiliate, pitch affiliate links for online TEFL courses. Okay? When he started his own school, his in-person, in-house school, he comes out and tells you how online TEFLs are shit. And you can, you know, you really need a in-person TEFL, you can get a much better job. And that's just not true. In Vietnam, they don't give a fuck what you have. They don't care what you have. All they want to see is a piece of paper. You can go online and buy a TEFL course for $20. As long as you get the certificate, that's all they give a shit about. Okay? So he's selling an in-person TEFL course for like $4,000 and making up bullshit to make you think it's worth it. And when the reality is, they don't give a shit in Vietnam about the English teaching. Is, you know, it's, they basically just want to see, the parents want to see a white person. Okay? That's why the white people will get paid more. And in fact, in many cases, if you're not white, you can't get a job teaching English. This is the way it is, generally speaking, in Asia, by the way, if you all don't know that. Okay? It's not, I don't think it's, I wouldn't say it's racist. Obviously, from the Western definition, they're going to say it's racist. At first glance, it may sound that way. It's not that way, though. It's just their version of what they see, right? They see it as more credible because that's their perception. They don't know what's going on. You see? So that's the problem I have with this guy. And I've heard some pretty bad things about him, his character, things he's done. But I don't know anything about that. I'm not going to talk about his thing. I gave you guys the basic of the rundown on this guy. This guy's a fucking sleazeball. He's a Viet Q, which means he's a Vietnamese who came back to America. Came from America to Vietnam. He's an attorney from America who apparently couldn't fucking cut it, so he went to Vietnam. And apparently he can't cut it in Vietnam, so he's got his own YouTube channel now. And he's finally doing the YouTube algorithm. And the problem with this guy, you can watch his videos, you can tell he's a snake oil salesman. Pitching all kinds of bullshit, including $350 per hour consultations. Guess what? He's charging per hour for a consultation, which oftentimes are free for attorneys. He's charging the same. That's what a Vietnamese local makes per month. That's what a Vietnamese doctor, physician, specialist charges for 4 hours work, by the way. That's what their fee is. Well, we'll say, yeah, about 4 hours work. Okay, why? Because he's going after the foreigners who are used to paying those prices in America. And let me just say, the legal system in Vietnam is a fucking joke from what I've seen. Okay? I got a lot to say about this guy. Fucking clown. I mean, I'll show you what a joke this guy is. I mean, he's such a clown that he claims his little fucking stupid firm. I think he's changed it now. Let me see. Yeah, look, take a look. The world's best business consulting firm. What the fuck? Okay. Look at this. So I guess, I mean, because he claims in less than 4 years, Duong Global Business Consulting Group has become the #1 and fastest growing international business and law firm on Facebook in Vietnam. Wow, do you have any more categories? The fastest growing international business and law firm on Facebook in Vietnam. What a fucking clown. Total fucking clown. So now he's like kind of like a Patrick Boyle now, kind of making like, you know, bullshit videos for the mainstream. You see the bullshit here. This is clickbait. It's disinformation, right? China wants to invade Vietnam. You know, just nonsense clickbait. You see, this is what he's doing. So if you fail as an attorney in Vietnam, I guess you become a YouTuber. Kind of like everything else. If you fail in your life, you become a YouTuber, right? Isn't that how, you know, that's how it works, right? You all know that. I've been saying this now for years. And you all know no serious professional is on YouTube making videos trying to like promote themselves. They don't do that in their business. They don't do that. And you all know what I said when I brought up Mr. Devin Stone, Legal Eagle. No legitimate attorney is on YouTube. They're not a real attorney. They're a YouTube attorney. Real attorneys are in fucking court. They're in court cases. They're dealing with fucking clients. They're not on YouTube making YouTube videos. So this is how he makes his money and how he lures naive foreigners. Because always, every single video just about, he's going to have a little pitch for, you know, come, oh yeah, you need to help this, you know, and he flip-flops. One minute he tells you real estate in Vietnam's a scam. Next time he tells you, oh, it's great. It's a great situation. Oh, it's a scam, so you need me. I can help you. You understand? Just you watch his videos and you get a flavor of what a bullshit artist this guy is. Okay? So, let's take a look here. This guy, I should do a whole thing on this guy. This guy is a scumbag. He's one of the first guys I came across who was doing all this shit. This guy, Vagabond Awake. One of the things that disgusts me about this guy is he parades his tranny-looking girlfriend around all the time in a bikini, like in all his videos. So basically, you know, he does that to kind of get viewers. And I mean, dude, I don't know what you're parading that around for, but this is another guy who's telling you all these places are you could live on $1,000 a month. And I think he's one of the examples of the guys, because he's gotten a lot of criticism over the years. People say, no, you can't live on that. What are you talking about? So sometimes he'll do a video, oh, it costs this much instead, to make him look like he's legitimate. But you can see, for the most part, you know, he's telling you can retire on $770 a month in Dalat, Vietnam. Okay? This is the guy who paid $400,000 for essentially 1,100 square feet of land in Da Nang and thinks he got a bargain. And, of course, you know, he doesn't own the land because you can't own land as a foreigner in Vietnam. His wife owns the land, so he better fucking hope there's no divorce. And by the way, FYI, even locals cannot own land in Vietnam. Okay, nobody can own land in a communist country. They're only purchasing land user rights, which specify under what circumstances and conditions you can use the land. FYI. Land is owned by the people in a communist country and administered by the government. FYI. So this guy always wants to find people who move somewhere. Everything is cheap. It's great. It's amazing. It's cheap. Disinfo, bullshit. Disinfo, bullshit. This guy. Let me get to the Hopefully we can get past there. Take a look at that. Come on, show the thumbnail. You all saw that, right? Look at the girl. Do you really think that's his wife? You see that? This is what he's selling, folks. You understand? This is what he's selling to people. He's selling this old guy. You can be an old guy and get this young beauty if you come to Vietnam or wherever he's pitching. Look at that. The scam ads just won't go away, will they? I know what we do. I know how we can do it. Well, but you all saw that, right? You all see what I'm talking about. So this guy's going to tell you it's great living in Vietnam and it's safe, but they don't talk about the public safety ever. They're never going to talk about the public safety. You see? And look at this guy. I mean, when I saw this guy, what do you think when you see this guy, by the way? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you see this guy? Let's take a look at the video.
Traveled the world. How many countries have you been to?
142.
142. 142 countries.
Altogether.
The roof over your head.
Yeah.
And it was how many pounds a month?
136 with the war.
Within the first few seconds of me seeing this guy, I said to myself, I'm pretty confident this guy has been in prison. Just by looking at him, I can tell. Now, I kid you not. That's what I said. Okay? So, let's see here. So it looks like, yeah, so he removed my comment. See that? He removed my comment. I'll show you my comment. That's what these scumbags do, folks. Let's take a look here. I'll show you. Well, we'll go ahead and skip to this since I got it here. So this girl, this is another one who's pitching her own bullshit, and you can see. We'll go to her channel, but this is on this Evan guy, his other channel, right? I mentioned he does a house tour, and she brags about how this house is $800 a month. And take a look. So this guy is saying, sorry, but this is not a good deal for this house. I lived in Vietnam for 6 years. I rented an entire hotel with 4 stories and 8 bedrooms in the heart of Nha Trang, Vietnam, for $500 a month. I'm an American, but the problem with expats going to Vietnam and paying exorbitant amounts for rent there is it's driving up the cost of living for the local people as well. It's called gentrification, and it's bad. So, I mean, I don't know about this kind of, but yeah, she's paying a little too much. Where is this located? It's in the middle of nowhere, right? So, you know, it's probably should be $600 a month or something. But take a look. I say, you can't expect someone who says Vietnam offers better opportunities for her kids' future than Canada to understand this. That's what she said. She said that she left Canada because she didn't see her kids being able to get a job. And they're very young, by the way. And she said there's no opportunities for them. So she left and went to Vietnam. I mean, what? Like, so your kids have more opportunity in Vietnam? I mean, what? There's something wrong with their head. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. What? You see that? You can read it for yourself. So you can go ahead. Let's go ahead and listen to this. Actually, you can hear this nonsense. It's fucking hilarious. I mean, it's so stupid.
Da Nang, Vietnam, and we're going to be doing a house tour with from My Abundant Life. See if she's home.
Notice how.
So I feel like Da Nang's going to grow. But there's there's opportunities for businesses and to grow your wealth here if you start like looking into it now, I believe.
Yeah, our landlord just sold the house, and she's Hanoian, and she sold it sight unseen to another Hanoian, and he bought it for his Hanoian daughter to move into and live here, and it's because she's coming down here for a job with a big hotel chain. This is like high-paying jobs. I'm not talking about like, we're talking about someone.
You hear that? You hear that, folks? she's telling you, and I'm assuming she's talking about foreigners. She's telling you that there's opportunities to grow your wealth in Vietnam. Think about that. Let me tell you something right now. There ain't no fucking opportunities for the locals, much less foreigners. Any opportunities for foreigners, it's going to be far and few. Okay? And it's going to be targeting foreigners, which is what these people are doing. Selling them the fucking dreams. Okay? I can tell you that right now. I mean, this is unbelievable. You have people that come from the most open, advanced civilizations in the world, in the West, and they're talking about opportunities in countries that are repressed, that are closed, that don't have opportunities. That's in Asia. That's in the developing world. That's I don't even know if that's intellectual fraud, because she's not intellectual. It's just complete fucking stupidity and ignorance. And I'm looking for her talking about how she left because, you can watch the video on your own. She left specifically because she felt that her kids wouldn't be able to find jobs. Their kids are, I don't know, they're like adolescents or something. Their future, there's no future in Canada, and there's no opportunity. That's what she says. And so she moved to Vietnam. I mean, how fucking stupid can you get? And the sad thing is, I think there's probably a lot of people who believe this just because she's saying it. They have no fucking idea. You go to Vietnam and you live in Vietnam. You go there, live there, get a feel for it. And I'm not talking about wandering around on the fucking beach. You actually learn, analyze the fucking country and understand how the goddamn country works, because I have a pretty good fucking idea how it works. And which is why I know. Okay? There's the best opportunity in Vietnam for business is to be a fucking landlord. And I'm not talking about renting out a condo that you buy. I'm talking about the people that have held on to properties that they got had them for a long time. And some of those people, by the way, got those properties after the war. I'm not going to say anything else about that, FYI. Okay? It's the people that are renting the properties. You can imagine some of the fucking insane rents going on. Okay? That's the best business to be in. I've seen it, folks. I've sat by, not only seen business after business fold, but I've predicted it. I said, this business is going to go down under, this business is going to go under. It's obvious. You can tell because the rents are so fucking high that you have to have, the odds are just completely stacked way against you. So I said, the best business to be in is a landlord. That's about it. How are you going to be a landlord if you're a foreigner? Okay? Many locals can't even be a landlord. You see? There's kind of the landlord class in Vietnam, and there's the renter class. And that's kind of all I'm going to say. So she doesn't know what the fuck is going on. She has no fucking idea. And that situation, by the way, is vastly different than Thailand, which you don't have that type of situation. You have no property shortage in those countries. You have middle-class people able to afford properties. Okay? And they also have foreign developers. Vietnam, by and large, doesn't have many foreign developers. It's very rare. And when you see foreign developers, it's going to be in the region. You're going to see Hong Kong, Singapore, kind of that situation. You're not going to see Western. I don't know why. I would say probably because the Western developers aren't going to come to the country because they don't trust it. There's too much corruption. That's my guess. I don't know. Whereas if it's a regional company, they can watch. They have a closer watch on things. A closer. I know in particular there's a development, a nice residential development in Saigon, actually, that was developed by an Australian company. And it turns out that that development, and I mean, I can tell you the name if you want to know the name. It's nice. That development, it's a condo complex. It turns out that the people that own it can't ever sell their units. Why? Because the Australian company that developed it, apparently something happened between them and the officials, and they just left. So there was some type of dispute, and so as a result of that, for some reason, they cannot sell those units ever. So that they're always going to be forever rented out. And by the way, that situation is not uncommon. There's quite a few units I've seen that's happened to. Because what you'll get is you'll get, for instance, I mean, I would say you see it in Thailand too. If you're not supposed to build on a property and you bribe somebody and you build on it, we're not talking about that. In that situation, the property is going to be torn down, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that. That's what happens. If you buy into a condo project, I can't speak for every country, okay, or every situation, but by and large, most of the countries that I know of in Asia, if you buy into a condo project, and I'm sure this is true in many other developing countries. You buy into a condo project, and it turns out that the developer built on land he wasn't supposed to. And what he did was he got the documentation signed off on by an official that he bribed. What happens? Well, they'll probably find it a few years later. Okay? Guess what? The condo owners are fucked. They don't care that the condo owners are innocent. They're going to demolish the whole fucking building. You are finished. In fact, they've got one going on right now. It's in limbo. It's been in limbo now for about, 7, 8 years or so, maybe longer, over in Pattaya. It's just an empty fucking building. They haven't finished it out. It's been sitting there because they weren't supposed to build on there. So I think they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with it. Okay. So, I mean, people don't know what they're dealing with, folks. I mean, it's impossible to preempt, to predict, to defend in situations when you are in these countries because you don't know the possibilities. Oftentimes, you only know what can happen when it either happens to you or somebody you know or you've heard about. But I'm telling you right now, it's impossible for you to be, people say, oh, I did my research. I'm going to do my research. You can't do your fucking research when you're dealing with these countries. Anything can happen at any time for any reason. I'm telling you. These countries are potentially very fucking dangerous. Potentially. If somebody doesn't like you, a local, you can be fucked in a heartbeat. Okay? And I can tell you right now, a place like Thailand, where the Thais can be they're very passive aggressive, and people don't understand how Thais are. People don't know on YouTube, they're not going to tell you. There's some people that know, and you don't hear about them. You'll see a comment every once in a while. I know the real deal on Thais. Okay? Their mentality is basically, it's our country. Thailand is for Thais, okay? And they're very, they're very spiteful too. And things can happen to you because of the corruption that's open to everybody in Thailand. You can piss off some Thai guy for whatever reason, and he can bribe somebody, and depending upon the situation, you can be fucked. You can name the situation. Folks, you all don't know what you're dealing with. I'm telling you, it's very fucked up in these countries. And I'm talking the developing world. No rule of law. If you don't understand what that means, you better fucking look it up. No rule of law. You understand? No checks and balances. Okay? People don't fucking know, and they want to tell you it's a fucking paradise. It's amazing. No, it's not. These people are fucking grifters. This girl is selling her bullshit as well. Let's go back. Let me show you her. Oh, by the way, before I do that, this guy who I said looks like a fucking convict. I said I posted on this guy's channel, and he deleted my comment. Apparently, this Vagabond awake, this guy who pimps out his fucking she-male-looking girlfriend. He looks like a convict. I mean, I could look at his face and tell you. And I said, like, he looks like he served a lot of time in prison. And his response was, I suggest you Google it. I don't know what that means. But he removed my comment. And so what did I do? I checked, because he lists his channel here. Let's check his channel. He's got all his ebooks and bullshit. We'll go over that in a second. Let me show you here. Where's this fucking guy? Here you go. Travel free. So here's his channel. He's got his channel. Look at that. What does that say? Gangster guide. Gangster to guide. Okay. What do you see here? Tattoos. What did he say about tattoos, folks? Take a look. Let's read this. After a crazy life and spending time in the army and in prison, there you go. Boom, motherfucking boom. There you go. I kid you not. I did not look at this first. Okay? I looked at this guy's face and said, this guy has been in fucking prison. And there you go. And I apparently it's true. And then this Vagabond guy doesn't say anything. I don't know. I suggest you Google it, and blocks me. Piece of shit. That's what he is. A scam. And so what is he selling here? Here's his bullshit. His retire guide. Retire overseas. Membership details. Right? Get sucked into his cult. Yeah, he's going to tell you this and they're selling fucking snake oil. They're selling hope. They're preying on desperate people looking for a solution. And these people, they don't realize that are selling this shit. The people that are selling this garbage are losers, uneducated fucking idiots and losers, just scamming the fuck out of them through lies, disinformation, deceit, deception. How you pay for travel? I know how you pay for travel. Your fucking YouTube channel. Shh. Here you go. The Hobby Income Course. He's selling a course. Look, great example. You see that? This is what he does. He posts this she-male looking girl. And by the way, this is a little bit Photoshop. FYI, if you didn't notice, he does Photoshop with that old man, right? This is a Photoshop. If you don't think so, take a look at the videos and you see her figure's not quite, it's a little bit altered here, right? FYI, but anyway, look at this. I mean, these people are fucking losers. Like, they don't know anything about what their business model overview and okay, so you spent, you're a business executive for 25 years? And no, you understand. But people are dumb. They're stupid. Complete fucking bullshit. And I'm going to go ahead and end this with this fucking guy. This Vietnamese, his Viet Q guy, I think he is. And so he's another guy, one of these Canadians. Notice the fucking tattoos on the left, right? Tattoos, game over. Sorry, you're a loser. Get lost. Get out of my way. I don't want to talk to you. I don't talk to people with fucking tattoos. Okay? Sorry, you're a loser. So basically, this is another grifter who left Canada. He couldn't cut it, and he's too lazy. That's the bottom line. The guy on the left. So he interviews all these people. He's always talking about low cost of living. Take a look at this guy. So he interviews this guy. This is funny because this guy on the right is clearly a fucking scammer. There's no doubt in my mind about it. You can hear the way he talks and the way he pitches shit, and he's running a fucking scam. So you can
I was working at Google,
bit.
and then I moved to Vietnam.
So, and by the way, this is what they do. Oh, I used to work at Google. Who gives a fuck? So what? Google? So, am I impressed? No, it's fucking stupid. It's garbage. You're working for garbage. Clearly, he lost his job. He didn't quit his job. He lost his job. It's kind of like the Tom Nash bullshit, which I told you guys when I saw one of his early videos a long time ago. I was telling you he was a corporate analyst and he quit his job to come on YouTube and to expose scammers. Yeah, okay, so you quit your job with a big corporation just to come on YouTube and expose scammers. You think I'm fucking stupid? Oh, no. You know the YouTube audience is stupid, so they're going to believe it. Nobody's going to quit their corporate job, right, to start some bullshit website, which is what he's done. Which some people call him out here. So this guy was born in Germany.
I made
this guy.
6 figures. What stresses you out? I might be one of the least stressed people in the world, but these are really my 2 focuses, family and business. I didn't quit because of unhappiness. Any lows of my life, I tend to iron them out, and you come out wiser, stronger, and better. And where do you think that?
You can just listen to the video if you're interested. And to me, it's obvious he's a scammer, and he's a grifter, no doubt about it. And he has basically his startup, as he calls it. So he quit his job to not some tech startup. It's a startup website where it's basically, and notice, of course, this guy, this Brokethehabit fucking clown, he promotes it because he's an affiliate. There you go. Let's see. Let's take a look. Yeah. So this is his website for Vietnamese professionals. You can network with us, and there's going to be, you can get good jobs, and that's why he quit his job at Google, right? Complete fucking horseshit. So this is also selling dreams. He's basically saying, our network, yeah, we can get you a better job. We've got people that you can connect, right? You understand? Total fucking scammer, folks. The apple never falls far from the tree. Birds of a feather always flock together. You're judged by the company you keep. Okay? Right? There's a good reason why these two are doing a little fake interview together. It's a promo bullshit is what it is. So this guy, this is funny. Let me show you. This guy is such a grifter and a bullshit artist that he doesn't even understand. He's been promoting low cost of living in Vietnam, right? So in this video, he says he survives on less than $1,000 a month in Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, which I can tell you, if you're doing that, I don't know what to tell you, because I can tell you right now, when I was in Saigon, I'm spending a lot more of that on just on rent, okay, and on food even more than that. So, I don't know what to say. You want to live in a little fucking shoebox and eat fucking street food littered with carcinogens, and ride your motorbike and inhale diesel fuel and get cancer or get a COPD, right? Congratulations. But so you can see here. You can watch the video. He talks about less than $1,000 a month. Of course, he's got the tattoos, once again. But then, take a look. This recent video, he interviews this lady, this Vietnamese lady from, I think, I don't know, America or Canada. And her expenses are, she says, about, for her and her husband, I think she has 2 kids. It's about, I think, I don't know, $6,000 a month. I think it is. Which is more reasonable, okay? Her expenses are actually more reasonable. Why? Because she's actually living the same standard, probably, maybe a little lower than where she was. That's the reality. And you'll have people in the comment section, oh, she's spending too much. Oh, no, she's a baller. Oh, my gosh, what is this? Oh, you see? Because they've been told the lie. And so what I'm saying here is that she, in this video, if you watch it, he talks about, oh yeah, there's people that claim that you can't, he basically says you can't live on a low budget. He's basically a hypocrite. He's pretending, or acting as if he hasn't said it himself. You see? Or he's that fucking stupid he doesn't realize it.
Yeah, so everything. And then, here we have the white cooler, a little small white cooler. And
like
even
kitchenette?
the kitchenette, yes. Even though this one, we have the garbage disposal.
Wow,
Yeah.
very American.
Yeah, I'm very American.
Haven't seen
right?
that in a while.
Yeah, you don't see that. So
anyway, this guy, of course, let's see where he's. So I guess this, So this condo is $850,000, apparently. And does it look? You ask yourself the question: does it look like an $850,000 condo to you? Right? Just without knowing, location, and I'm sure it's a good location. I mean, you can get a lot of stuff for even the price increase in America. You can get a lot of nice stuff for $850. I can tell you, the pricing is fucking ridiculous. Okay, it's fucking ridiculous. I mean, this basically looks like I don't know, maybe like a $500,000 in the West. But anyway, so take a look. So you can see all the bullshit here. Learn digital marketing. You see that? Learn content, 1 free month. Buy him a coffee. Travel insurance. This is going to be Safety Wing or Nomad Insurance. You know that, of course. Talk to him one-on-one. Okay? Learn how to create. Let's see what we got here. Wow. Tell me more. Wow. Some bullshit. So, looks like some YouTube grifters kind of went with this guy, and I don't know if he's doing affiliate or what's going on. This is clearly more bullshit scams. Folks, let me explain. You're not qualified to make and sell a course unless you're a world authority or you're a college professor. College professor, world authority, same thing, right? And even college professors don't do that because it's scammy. It's fucking scammy. People get it through your head. People selling courses are scammers. They're not qualified. They're not qualified unless they have world-class expertise. Guess what? Nobody selling courses has world-class expertise. You know why? Because people with true world-class expertise aren't going to be fucking scammy. It's the people who have nothing of value to add. They're marketing, ClickFunnels, con artists doing that shit. Let's see the next bullshit he's pitching here. Folks, like I said, all these people on YouTube, doesn't matter the genre, they're all fucking scammers. There you go. Nomad Insurance. What did I tell you? Fucking shit. Okay. Oh, personal coaching. Okay. 1 hour, $139. Ask yourself how this guy is going to earn $139 in the real world. An hour to talk to this guy. This guy is working the grocery store. He's bagging fucking groceries. Clearly. I mean, if you listen to the guy, you can tell he's not educated. He's a fucking clown. That's what you're getting. You're getting people that realize that their lack of education, their poor education, and their lack of drive and ambition, because you don't have to have a good education to get somewhere, okay? But that's certainly a big help, right? They're realizing that their lack of drive, and the same thing with this Travelz guy. These are the same fucking dirtbags. They leave the amazing opportunities in the West, and they go to these countries and realize, hey, I can live off a lot less. Yeah, I'm living in a shoebox. Yeah, there's noise around all over the place. I can make it work. How do I stay here? Oh, okay, I'll start a YouTube channel. Oh, I'll sell the dream. It's amazing here. Oh, I'll sell a course. This is how it works, folks. You think you're getting successful people? No. Okay. I'm like one of the few, one of the rare ones that have left America. Okay, and you all know the reasons why I left. And I left not needing to make any money at all. You don't go to these countries if you need money. That's the worst thing you can do. Put yourself in that situation. So, I guess we'll go quickly. Here we go. Your number one guide to creating video content online. Wow. Fucking clown. Just keep grifting and grifting. So let's quickly go over one more guy, and I'm going to call it quits. I wanted to go over these people in more detail, each of them, but I'm just going to go ahead and end it. Here we go. This guy. So this guy's also been on Evan's channel. You know, they're all in the circle jerk. If you look at these, they're all interviewing each other, okay? They're all in on the fucking, how can we grift? How can we, yeah. How can we sell the dream? We're all selling the dream, right? This is a guy who, he wants to tell you you can live in Vietnam and Da Nang for, under $1,000, and same bullshit videos. I mean, folks, I can live in America for under $1,000, but guess what? It's gonna suck. It's gonna really suck. Okay? You can live anywhere.
What's up, guys?
You want with any amount of money if that's all you have. You understand? That's all these guys have. They're not living this budget because they want to. They're living that budget because they have to. You see? I can live in America, and guess what? If I only have $1,000 a month, I qualify for welfare. I get free housing, I get free food, I get free health care. Boom. I'm already up 3 notches above you. You see? So, just a bunch of, bullshit videos. Look at my $300 apartment rental and this and that and, whatever. And they don't tell you the full story. Why? Well, because he wants to sell you. Mr. Davis wants to sell you his VIP service. Look, for $195. It's a 30 minutes. For 30 minutes, he's getting $400 an hour. So, he's going to pick you up at the airport. Okay, when the airport is it's like 10 minutes away from the ocean side, by the way. He's going to show you how to get where to get your currency exchanged. The airport, it's right there. Easy. He's going to drop you off at your hotel. Answer any other questions. Day 2, SIM card and local tour. Wow. Get your SIM card in the airport. Please, come on. So basically, he's going to take you around, and for a cost of about $16 for about, I guess, an hour of his time. And that's it. I mean, folks, if you need somebody to pick you up at the airport and say hi, well, he's a face that I recognize. I recognize, and he's helping me. Folks, there's something wrong with you. Don't go to another country. If you really need someone to help to show you how to exchange your currency when they have it in the fucking airports right there. And unlike America, most places, I know for sure in Asia, the currency exchanges in the airports, the rates are not bad. They're actually pretty good. They're not maybe the best, but they're not far off. They're pretty good. They're pretty competitive. I mean, you do it in America, you're fucked. In America, you're getting ripped off by 30%. Okay? In Asia, they're very, very competitive. So, he wants to show you how to get a SIM card. Folks, right there in the airport. It's not like America where you have to go to some fucking AT&T or T-Mobile office, right? It's in the airport. right there. You can't miss it. That's how it is in Asia. It's very simple. If you need somebody to help you with basic little things, do yourself a favor. Don't leave your country or you're not going to make it. You will not survive. There's something wrong with you if you need to get assistance with this nonsense. There's something wrong with you if you don't realize these people are fucking grifters. They're liars and they're scamming you with their disinformation, with their low cost of living bullshit, their great healthcare lies, cheap food, all this bullshit. It's not true, folks. It's not true. I mean, listen, folks, if I have $1,000 a month only to spend in Duong or anywhere else, I'm going to make it work. I'm going to live off $1,000 a month because guess what? I don't have a choice. And, you know, that doesn't mean that you're living the same standard. You can't tell people that you're going to live the same standard that they're living back home. But they're telling people that. They're telling people they're living the, oh no. In fact, some of them are saying their standard is better, which is complete bullshit. Take a look. Latest subscriber, our friend Patrick Boyle. I'm sure this is a fake account. I mean, I know Patrick Boyle knows who the fuck I am, and he's seen my videos. I'm sure. But YouTube is a very satanic, evil fucking platform. I want it to go away. It's a fucking disgusting platform, and it's making scammers into bigger scammers, making innocent people into scammers and crooks. It's just disgusting. Every person that monetizes on YouTube is a scammer. Just write it down.